Please welcome back Senior Manager, Field and Leadership Development, Judy Joel.
Are you excited? I know I am. Well, I have to tell you, it is absolutely an honor for me to be able to introduce our next speaker, new Executive Director, Lori Bedwell. Lori will share a powerful story, a story about the power of belief, and one that I know will touch many hearts in this room. Please help me welcome Lori Bedwell.
Belief. It's a word we hear at Pampered Chef often. We all believe in the company and the products. We all believe in the opportunity. Today, I want to talk about belief in people. People who today are in your personal team and your organization. Right. Thank you. I was born into a military family in the 70s. I was the youngest of 4, born 8 years after my next oldest sibling, my sister. I always knew that I was an accident because my mother told me that I was all the time. We seemed like a normal family, but there was a lot going on behind the scenes. In my family, there was sexual abuse, physical abuse, and emotional abuse. And no one in my family was left out. Not me, my sister, my brothers, or my mother. I didn't know what a day was like without shame, guilt, anxiety, fear, rejection, never feeling a part of anything, and feeling like I'm not seen, known, or cared about. Growing up, life was not easy for me, as I'm sure it may not have been easy for many of you. At 18, my father died of cancer. At 20, I was married for the first time. At 23, my brother died in a car accident. At 24, I was married for a second time, pregnant, and he left me for another woman. At 27, I was married again and pregnant for the third time. This was not the life I had dreamed of. I wanted more. I just didn't know how to get there. So how does Pampered Chef enter the picture? In 2011, my husband Mark got orders to serve in Korea. While in Korea, my daughter was diagnosed with an autoimmune disease, and I learned we could help her by changing some of the foods we ate. I started going to Pampered Chef parties on base, where I got recipe ideas and learned how to use the tools. At one point, I got the courage to book a party with a consultant. Here's the interesting part. She ended up canceling my party because I didn't have at least 5 people coming. That made me feel like I was a failure. Months later, I was invited to a customer appreciation event on base by another consultant, and I found the courage to attend. Thank goodness. When it was time to place my order, I quietly told the consultant that I would like to book a party. That consultant changed my life. Her name is Claudia Bazar. Claudia asked me to join the business several times, and the answer was always the same: no way. I couldn't possibly stand up in front of people and do these shows, but somehow she sparked my interest, and I joined in 2014. Months after joining, Claudia told me that I could promote, and my response was, no way. But again, she sparked my interest, and I thought, why not? Right after promoting, the fear kicked in, and I was terrified. I couldn't sustain this. I wasn't good enough. I didn't deserve this, and I would lose it. But she was there for me every step of the way. She shared a plan, and she never stopped believing in me. After moving back to the States in 2015, I did end up losing my title, but Claudia's belief that I could get it back never wavered. Once again, she made it sound simple. She broke down the steps, and I did what she said. Then at the beginning of 2016, I was invited to the LEAD program. A gigantic amount of fear, anxiety, worthlessness took over again, and I was paralyzed. I dropped out of the program, I quit taking calls from Claudia and Donna, and almost didn't go to conference because I knew I didn't belong, and I knew I didn't deserve success. In 2017, with Claudia there every step of the way, I earned the trip to Coronado Island. When I would get overwhelmed, which happens often, she helped me identify the top 3 things I needed to focus on. At the beginning of 2018, anxiety and fear of success took over again. For the first 5 months, I didn't do much. But in May of that year, I went on that trip to Coronado Island. I had such a great time, and my husband did too. And I felt really sad that I wouldn't be able to treat him to another trip because I didn't deserve it. I wasn't like those other people on the trip. It was a fluke. It wasn't sustainable, and I wasn't worthy. And with only about 14,000 points for the current year, I didn't figure I'd earn a trip again. Claudia and I got talking, and she joked around about #Hawaii for Mark, and she helped me see that it wasn't too late. I could earn another trip. Because of her belief in me, I became determined to earn Hawaii for Mark, and by September, I had earned it. And by December, I had earned Hawaii Elite. How? Well, Claudia made it sound so easy, and I believed, and she believed that I could do it. I still get so excited that that little girl who lived that crazy life growing up, and the even crazier life as an adult, was able to work through my fears, anxieties, and self-doubt to earn that trip. I couldn't have done any of this without God, and I believe He put me on this amazing team for a reason. And God knew I couldn't do it without someone believing in me. That person for me is Claudia Bizarre. There is someone who's waiting for you to believe in them so they can achieve the things in life that God has planned for them. I'm a completely different person now. I've grown so much spiritually, career-wise, and the biggest difference is personally. And I still struggle with the same insecurities and fears, but I know that I can do the things I had never dreamed of before, and the best is yet to come. Thank you. Thank you. You never know where a person comes from or why they're on your team. Claudia had no idea about the kind of childhood I've had. I believe that each and every person is on my team for a reason. Maybe they don't know what it is to be recognized for doing something good. Maybe they've never had anyone in their entire life who has believed in them, no matter what. Today, I stand before you as the leader of an amazing executive team. All because Claudia never gave up on me. All because she believed in me. In closing, I have one final question. If I can do it, why not you?
Okay, so Lori, thank you so much for sharing your story with us. It's, I swore I wouldn't do this. It's such a powerful example of the difference we make in the lives around us when we encourage each other and we lift one another up. Before we say goodbye to Lori right now, I have the privilege of asking new directors to please make your way backstage. And while they're doing that, let's give Lori another round of applause.